it's Jasmine, and I hope that you all are doing well. If you're new to my channel, welcome. I am a witchy content creator here on YouTube. So if you're into witchcraft, folklore, paganism, the occult, definitely check out my channel. And if you are a returning subscriber, it's so good to see you. Thank you for coming back. And yeah, let's get into today's video. So in today's video, what I really want to talk about is the 6 red flags or the 6 warning signs when it comes to finding a teacher in the craft. If you are looking for a teacher, and I know that not everyone is looking for a formal teacher, and that's totally fine. You don't have to have a teacher. I do think that having a teacher can bring you a sense of solidity when it comes to the foundation of your practice, but it is not necessary. There is not one unanimous text. There is not one pope of the craft, if you will, that dictates what you should and shouldn't do as a witch. So don't think that you have to have a teacher. But if you are looking for a teacher and if you're trying to find the right teacher for you, these are 6 warning signs to look out for that could be foretelling issues later on. Now, as always, I am only speaking from my own experience here. I'm only speaking from my own opinion here. So all of this is just what I think, right? So take what you like, leave what you don't. But these are my 6 red flags. For those of you who have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I don't typically script or really plan out my videos. I just kind of turn on the camera and ramble and babble. However, for this video, I have definitely taken some notes because I really want to stay on topic. So I have 6 red flags here that I've written in my journal, and this is actually my book club journal. But you know, it's kind of become my all-purpose journal. I feel like we as witches, we love a journal. We love a journal. We love a journal. One for me would be no credibility. Okay. And this also kind of ties into what I call a cult of personality. So when I say no credibility, I mean, if you're looking for a teacher, they should have some sort of background in whatever they are teaching, and they should have also been a student themselves at some point, whether that be a self-taught study that is recognizable that they have learned it, and that kind of ties into another one later, but they should have certificates, some sort of graduation, some sort of credibility. Also, like, other people should probably be talking about the fact that they have taken their classes, word of mouth sort of credibility, or online credibility, or reviews, or something in the physical or the digital that is giving you confirmation that this person is capable of teaching and has the education to teach, right? And also too, being a good teacher is not just about knowing the material. You can know the material and not be a great teacher, okay? It takes a certain personality type to have the patience, the know-how, the social maturity, the conflict resolution, the problem-solving skills, the personal and social management, and the discipline to be a good teacher. Just because maybe you know something doesn't mean you can teach that something, if that makes sense. Also, a cult of personality. What I mean by this is oftentimes very extroverted or loud people, or even narcissists, will have a group of people around them that just kind of create this yes man or hype man echo chamber, to where they don't really know what they're talking about, but because of their certain social privileges, some people just co-sign on whatever they say, right? That's kind of the cult of personality that I'm talking about. And a cult of personality also plays into where the people following said person oftentimes really just want to be said person, or they want to have what said person has. It's not about really them teaching anything to these students, and it's more about them kind of selling a lifestyle or selling an ideology, and people just buy into it. There's a lot of really suspect and narcissistic warning flags when it comes to the cult of personality. So I recommend that you kind of look into that, Google that, and kind of do your own research there. Number 2, and this one is, I think, very important, especially for maybe some of my younger viewers, and that is sex is not a currency, okay? If you are looking for a teacher, there should be no physical intimacy exchanges at play. And I know to some people this might sound a bit ridiculous, right? Like, oh my gosh, like why would that ever be a thing? Unfortunately, it is. And there are some fucked up people out there looking to take advantage of the naive or even the innocent or the young. And I have known this, not myself personally, but from people I have talked to. I have one friend who was very interested in draconic magic, and she thought that she found a good teacher for that. And in turn, he didn't outright say, let's fuck. But he basically was like, in order for me to really give you this wisdom, we need to have an intimate relationship. And never, under any circumstances, should a teacher be requiring you to sleep with them in order for you to take their, course or their class or their curriculum. I feel like I shouldn't even have to say that, but unfortunately, it needs to be addressed. There are people out there who are sick and who are predatory and who are looking to take advantage of you. And so when you are looking for a teacher, you need to be aware of really vetting the teacher. It should not just be about you applying for whatever you can get your hands on. You need to really be cautious and really look into the teacher that you are selecting. Number 3, and this kind of ties into that saying, those who can't do, teach, right? And I'm not talking about the elderly, right? As a licensed cosmetologist, I fully understand that there are hairdressers out there and barbers out there, estheticians who have done it for years, who can no longer stand on their feet 8 hours behind a chair, who now teach the younger generation of hairdressers how to do hair. That's a beautiful thing, that's a wonderful thing, and that is not at all what I'm talking about. I'm saying if someone is teaching something, they should have some sort of background in what they are doing. Now, this kind of ties in a bit with number 1 in the sense that no credibility, right? If someone has done something for so many years, right, that kind of warrants them an ability to teach if they see fit for themselves and if they have the desire to teach. But not everyone, right, has the capability of teaching. Have they done it themselves? Have they been a practicing witch for X amount of time? You have to kind of decide for yourself how long someone needs to be practicing in order for them to be a teacher. Now, if you haven't watched my video talking about the differences between teachers and mentors, I highly recommend that you check out my video response to Cricket Song, because I'm not talking about mentorship. I'm talking about teachers. I feel like you should be able to Google somebody. I feel like they should have, some sort of reviews, some peer reviews, some Facebook, Instagram. I feel like they should have a Twitter, they should have a TikTok, some sort of social media platform, because that's the era that we're in. And maybe that's me talking as a millennial here, but I think that in this world, if someone is teaching the craft without any sort of social media, to me personally, that's a red flag. And this ties in a bit with my number 4, which is
do your research.
Do your research on the teacher. Like I said, do they have reviews? What is their graduation rate for their course? Where are their students and where are they now? What are they doing? How did they become a teacher? What is their background, right? really do your research. Look into this teacher. There should be some sort of track record for this teacher that you are looking at, whether it be photos of previous graduations, whether it be, their Instagram or social media posts. There should be some way for you to track what they've been teaching and how they've been teaching. Also, when it comes to financial exchanges, and let's talk about this, I fully support paying someone for their time and their education, right? So, yes, you should expect to pay someone to teach you something. That's where I kind of think mentorship and teaching differs. To me, a mentor, that's not necessarily a pay exchange. A teacher, yes, you do need to have some sort of equal exchange. If someone is just completely teaching you a curriculum for free, to me, that's a bit of a red flag, right? Because I don't believe really anything in this life is free. I don't. And so there must be some form of ulterior motives aside from just teaching. Oftentimes you will find people offering free workshops and free classes. And sometimes it truly is altruistic and charitable. And other times they're actually trying to just sell you something or get you to buy into something. Number 5, like I mentioned earlier, what are the students doing? So out of the people they have taught, also look into their students if you're able to. Really do your research, like I mentioned earlier. Where are the students? What are they doing? Are they successful? How do you feel about the students of the teacher that you are looking into? Are you able to contact some of their students? Are you able to reach out to them? Because you could also ask them, hey, I found XYZ teacher. I'm interested in taking some of their studies. Would you recommend this? What was your experience, right? Reach out to those students if you are able to, or look and see what those students are doing, right? And this kind of ties into credentials, number 1. It ties into research. You need to really practice some caution because, like in number 2, right, there are some folks out there who are predatory. And it's not always like sexual. Sometimes it's more social predatory aspects. So just really practice some caution. Now, number 6, this is, do you click? Now, maybe this sounds a bit cliche, but I very much think, especially as witches, your divine intuition, your sixth sense, your blessing from the clairs, clairaudient, clairsentient, claircognizant, etc., will lead you to the right teacher. So sometimes, okay, you can have an amazing teacher who's very capable and who's able to do it well and who has a great graduation rate or certification rate and whose students are doing amazing things, but sometimes that's still not the right teacher for you. I think that you do need to kind of click with your teacher, and if you don't, that's kind of a warning or a red flag from your spirits or your ancestors that this is not the teacher for you. And if that happens, it's okay. Other people can really value this teacher, right? And this teacher could have a great reputation, okay? That doesn't mean it's the right teacher for you. You need to really listen to your inner voice and to your spirits and see if this teacher is the right teacher for you. And that's one of the most important things in this list that I can think of is, do you click? Does it feel right? Really listen to yourself. Ask yourself, is this the teacher for me? If there's any hesitation there, I would warrant a bit of a pause, and I would kind of think about it a little bit more, because there's a reason why you're feeling cautious. Now, if it has to do with, anxiety issues or confidence issues, that's kind of something different, right? I'm saying, if you feel kind of like if you put 2 magnets together, right, and you flip one, they will repel each other because the energy is repulsive, right? So if you put these together, just like you and the teacher, and if it feels repulsive or like there's a push, that's a sign that this teacher is not for you. And you should honor that and listen to that. And there will be another teacher that comes along, okay? There will, I promise you that. And you can manifest that. I hope that this list has been helpful. I hope that you have gotten something from this. There are definitely more warning flags to look out for than just these 6. So if you have any, I would love to hear yours down below in the comments. I love seeing you guys interact in the comment section, and I love this community that we're kind of building here on the channel. So feel free to have those dialogues down below. I do read all of your comments, and I do try to respond to all of the comments. So thank you guys so much. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a like, subscribe to the channel. It really, really makes a difference. And until next time, blessed be.